Hello, today we're doing the sensitive story of a middle-aged man who throws away his teddy bear and the teddy bear comes back. It's Benny Loves You. And you might have noticed my beautiful young co-host, since this movie is about a teddy bear, I brought a teddy bear to help report on it. This is my teddy bear from when I was a child, Teddy. He is as old as I am. He is here to help report on this movie. Now, I have a bad head cold, so let's get down to it while I can still breathe out my nose and know that it's not a euphemism for sex. This movie starts with a bratty girl screaming that she wants her present early for her birthday. And her mom, for some reason, gives in. And then she throws her old teddy bear into her toy box like a little brat. And then demands her present give her the Barbie dream house that goes with it. But then as she goes to bed, the teddy bear comes to life. And she screams, and her mom comes in and yells at her about screaming. And then her mom turns the light off and tells her to go to bed. And then she screams again because the teddy bear is alive. And her mom looks up, can I smack my child? And the best answer is yes, I beat my child twice a day with a belt. So mom comes in and smacks the child in the face. In one of the best scenes. I'm not going to call this one of the best scenes in the movie because Scenes has a lot of great movies. But for all you parents who ever wanted to smack a child across the face, this is a great scene. So she smacks the child across the face and says, if you want your teddy bear here, and lays the child in bed with the teddy bear. Who then proceeds to kill the child. The mom comes in horrified. And that is the start of Benny Loves You. And then we meet our protagonist, Jack, who's turning 35 and still lives at home and works for a toy company and has a date who is horrified at the side of his room and that he lives with his parents. She enters his room and looks around as horrified, like she just entered Jeffrey Dahmer's refrigerator. There's some major dramatic overacting. And then his parents welcome him to 35 by giving him a coffee mug that says Happy 40th. And then his parents both die. That is his 35th birthday. I remember my 35th birthday like it was yesterday. I actually do not remember my 35th birthday. I think I was high on it. So we go 10 months later. They're repossessing his house. And he's getting fired from his job. But don't worry. They just give him a job with 2/3 the pay. And as a toy trainee person making toys. And he has to come up with a brand spanking idea by Monday. No, by Friday. Told you I got head cold. I'm a little foggy. So he goes home and he thinks and he thinks and he thinks. So he buys this I'm a Winner tape, making him feel like a winner. Personally, I've never bought an I'm a Winner tape because I like feeling like a loser. And he puts all his toys and all his junk from his room in the basement, including Benny, his favorite bear, that his mom gave to him to keep him from being scared at night. And then Benny comes to life. So it's Friday, and he has no idea. But the lovely, talented lady, whose name I don't remember, helps him out and say she's working with him on ideas. So he has till Monday. Meanwhile, the repossessor comes to his house at some point because Benny kills him. And when Jack goes to bed, he goes to bed with the repossessor guy out in his bed. which freaks Jack out. And then he notices Benny set breakfast up with the guy's body in one chair and toast with spaghetti on it to eat. Luckily, the cops are at the door at that exact same time, trying to get their camera from when Jack called him the other night when Benny killed all his other teddy bears. So Jack quickly cleans up as fast as he can, stuffing the body in drawers, stuffing the head in drawers, cleaning the guts up. And the cops come in, have some tea, and then Jack quickly gets them out and tells Benny no more killing. Too bad Benny doesn't listen, or else this would have been a short movie. And we all enjoy Psycho Benny a whole lot more than Friendly Benny. So Benny's playing around, and we have a little montage here. Benny and Jack just messing around. And Jack comes up with the idea for scare bears. Bears that are scary and called weapons, and people collect them, and blah, 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 blah. It's really not important to the plot. Well, it is kind of important to the plot, but you kind of get the drift. And we have a little montage of them. And then Jack's coming home. But wait, there's another real estate agent in the house with the woman that Jack scared to death with his room. But Benny kills the man, the real estate agent, and the woman hides in the attic. I don't know if the woman's in the attic at the end of the movie still. She's just still living in the attic after the house is sold, but whatever. Because she's in the attic for the rest of the movie. She never leaves that attic hiding spot. So Benny kills the real estate agent, drives the real estate for sale sign through his chest in a great scene. This movie has a lot of great kills. And Jack yells at him about no more killing, no more killing. So Jack volunteers to take his boss Ron's dog in to babysit him while his boss Ron goes to the theater, the opera. I don't know. I'm a little foggy, as I said. Something. Because he doesn't want Richard, whose real name is Richard, to watch him because Richard's a suck up. And he doesn't want Richard to get a job ahead of him. And Benny kills the dog, which Jack continues to throw out the window on top of Ron's car. So Jack gets fired. So then the lady comes the next day to see if she can get that night, to see if she can get prototype, which is Benny, for the scare bears. Jack kind of explains to her that he's sorry he killed the dog, but he doesn't explain that Benny's alive and killing people. Meanwhile, before the lady came, Jack buried Benny in a coffin, alive, somewhere in a field. And Benny came back. So next morning, after Jack gets laid with the lady, Benny follows her out and gets on top of her car and rides on top of her car all the way to work. Now I don't know how people ride on top of cars all the way to work. And I'm not sure how a stuffed bear rides on cars all the way to work. But this is a movie, and it's Australian. So maybe stuffed bears in Australia have sticky grips. I know camels and stuff can stick to stuff. Or is that spiders? Or is it spider camels? There are camel spiders. I'm going off topic here. But anyways, so they get in and they see the prototype, but Jack arrives there after riding the bus. The guy doesn't have a car. And warns them that Benny's alive, which everybody laughs at. Then he tells Richard he really cares about him, and Benny stabs Richard in the hand. And then Benny comes alive, trying to kill Richard and the woman. But Jack, the woman, and Richard escape. Why do I keep calling him Richard? His name's Richard. But Benny kills all the rest of the people in the room and tries Jack, a lady, and Richard head back to Jack's place to make a plan to stop Benny. Benny goes down to the deep, dark undergrowth of the toy room to the weapons room. I don't know why the toy place has a weapons room. We're just going to go with it, because I think all toy places probably have a secret weapons room where the toys secretly fight in fight clubs. So Benny gets a bunch of weapons. And they go, and we're going for the final battle here. So Benny goes in the house, up through the plumbing and through the toilet. Meanwhile, the lady is told to stay in a room, but she finds a present to Jack. And it's her old doll, whose name I also don't remember, who tries to kill her. And Richard is just pretty much hiding during this, until his robot that he made for Toy Company comes alive and kills him. Well, Jack's disco robot that he put a chainsaw hand on fights Benny, but Benny destroys it. And then Benny goes to fight the other robot because he doesn't want the robot killing Jack. They have an ultimate battle, which Jack ends up destroying the robot, defeating the robot, and it runs away. And then Benny slaps Jack. And then Benny goes to get the woman because Benny wants to kill everyone Jack cares about. At this point, Jack goes up to defeat her. Or defeat him. I gotta breathe every once in a while because my nose is kind of clogged up. So Jack goes up to defeat Benny and apologizes to Benny for being a bad friend. So they cuddle. And then Benny grabs a knife and goes out and attacks the cops who are outside. And the cops let loose. Well, the one cop lets loose with a volley of pellets. Some hitting Benny, some hitting Jack, some hitting trees, some hitting bushes. He pretty much just sprays and prays the pellets. And then Benny gets back up, and the other cop aims and fires and puts a pellet through Benny's head. And Benny is dead. Now, Benny should have won an Oscar for this movie. I think there's still time, because I think it came out this year, but it might have came out last year. But he should win an Oscar for this movie, because Benny is the greatest living actor ever. So the cops tidy it all up, knowing no one will believe that there's a killer teddy bear on the loose, and blame it all on Richard, who they are calling Richard again. And the lady and Jack get away and move away from the house with Benny. Dead Benny. And that is the end of the movie. It is so sad that Benny had to die. We all liked his crazy psychopath Benny guts. This movie is great. It's got good comedy. It's got good action. It's got a bunch of great kills. It's got Richard, who we all root for die. Oh, I forgot Benny kills Ron, too. Benny kills Ron, too. So that's kind of a good kill there, too. Because Benny goes all nuts on Ron. That's why Jack buries Benny, is because Benny kills Ron. Told you, kind of foggy. Okay, so 14 out of 12 stars. Check it out. Benny Loves You. It's on Prime. Let's see if Teddy Bear has anything to add. You got anything to add? Ah, he's attacking me! Ah!